0.6 of a second. That is the number quietly terrifying Maranello right now, and it is a number the mainstream timing screens never actually showed you. On paper, the Austrian Grand Prix looked like a standard, quiet Sunday for Scuderia Ferrari. George Russell wins from pole, Kimi Antonelli takes third, and the best Ferrari can manage is fifth with Lewis Hamilton, more than 25 seconds behind the winner. The casual viewer sees a midfield car having an off weekend. But the screens are lying. The car was not slow in the way fifth place suggests. It was bleeding lap time in the one place a brilliant chassis cannot save you. Down the straights. Every single time Hamilton hooked up an exit out of an Austrian corner with a Mercedes ahead, the raw grunt was there to match them for the first 50 meters. Then the road kept going, the silver car kept pulling, and the Ferrari hit an invisible wall. This is a massive deployment deficit. In modern Formula One, if your power unit runs out of electrical push right where you need to make a move, you do not get the overtake. You sit there, half a car length short, watching a slower machine stay perfectly out of reach. This is the exact trap Hamilton spent his entire afternoon in. He had the pace to close, but never the punch to pass. This isn't a setup error you can simply dial out with a different wing angle on Saturday morning. This is an architecture problem. When Hamilton was asked if the Ferrari was simply down on internal combustion power, his technical diagnosis was razor sharp. He noted that out of the corner, the grunt is there. It is the electrical deployment at the end of the straight that tails off, while the Mercedes power unit just keeps feeding. The contrast is stark because the FIA's benchmarking system has exposed the true depth of this engine deficit. When the governing body assessed the current power units, it set Red Bull's power unit as the absolute baseline. Under the development regulations, any manufacturer judged to be more than 4% behind that benchmark was granted extra upgrade tokens. Ferrari came in so far back, by some accounts up to 8% down on the leading internal combustion engine, that they were handed 2 catch-up tokens. Mercedes only got 1. You do not get handed 2 emergency development tokens unless your engine project is fundamentally on the back foot. Ferrari brought the first of those upgrades to Austria, a minor internal combustion update. It did not fix the core issue. The true medicine is a completely redesigned turbocharger aimed squarely at solving this deployment tail-off. But that second, massive token upgrade is stuck in a dyno room in Maranello, undergoing 2 months of strict reliability testing to avoid catastrophic grid penalties later in the season. It will not debut until September. So how does Ferrari survive the high-speed sweeps of Silverstone with an engine that runs out of breath? They are pulling the only other lever they have left, aerodynamics. For the British Grand Prix, Ferrari is introducing a low-drag, lower downforce configuration. By trimming the rear wing concept and slicking out the bodywork, they are trying to make the chassis cleaner through the air. The logic is simple. If you cannot make the engine push harder at the end of the straight, you must reduce the resistance holding the car back to salvage your top-end speed. But this engineering pivot triggers a brutal technical chain reaction. Silverstone is a circuit defined by legendary, high lateral G sequences like Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel. This is exactly where the healthy part of the Ferrari, its mechanical chassis balance, is exceptionally strong. By removing wing level to survive the hangar straight, Ferrari is forced to compromise its downforce in the fast corners. Take off too much wing, and you blunt your only weapon in the sweeps. Leave too much on, and the Mercedes power units will walk away from you on every single straightaway. Compounding this engineering tightrope is the format. Silverstone is a sprint weekend. Ferrari gets exactly 60 minutes of free practice to bolt on a brand new aero package, find a compromise setup, and lock the car into park firm. If they miss the setup window in those 60 minutes, they do not just ruin Sunday. They hand away points across 2 separate races on a track that punishes their exact weakness. Silverstone is the ultimate tracking error test. It will expose whether a clever aerodynamic patch can keep a fundamentally flawed power unit within striking distance, or if a low-drag wing is just a bandage stretched over a wound the real cure cannot reach for another 2 months. Can Lewis Hamilton leverage his historic 9 home wins and a volatile British weather forecast to drag this compromised Ferrari onto the podium, or will the hangar straight expose Maranello's engineering deficit in front of the entire world? Drop your technical predictions in the comments below. Can aero efficiency truly mask an electrical deployment deficit on a high-speed circuit? To get the unfiltered engineering truth behind every single upgrade package this season, hit that subscribe button right now and join the Overcut crew.